Hey, first and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, who will teach you on sound doctrine. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother HAQADASH representing Jim S. Branch here in Cleveland. Lord willing to bring out a quick and edifying lesson, uh, or test dream testimony through the spirit and power. Yahawashim, Yahawashi, and man, I wanted to do it a little earlier, but I'm just not waking up and shit. So some of the dream actually kind of slipped me. Sorry, I remembered it at first, but I usually remember them through the spirit and power. Yahabashim Yahushai, but I'm gonna just tell what I remember. And the first dream, just know that these times that we currently living in are dark, they're heavy, just as the prophecy states. You know what I'm saying? And uh, we were in Chicago. I was in Chicago in the first dream. I was in Chicago, and I knew I was in Chicago because I had some of the Chicago brothers with me. Uh, I ain't gonna mention none of the brothers, but it was a lot of. I was with a lot of Chicago brothers, and we were outside and we were walking, and we was on the street. I can't remember. It was something going on in the beginning, but nonetheless, when we was walking down the street, and then uh, out of nowhere there was uprising. It was an uprising, like the troops. It was army troops patrolling the streets. Right, they were. It was like checkpoints, and they was like at different corners. Right, if I'm not mistaken. And when we got to, like, it was like a caged fence. When we got to a particular point where we walked, all right, it was like a confrontation between I think it was a confrontation between the military soldiers that was on the street and Jake and that was on the street, right? I don't know if they was in line or something, but they started to fight the military, and it got to the point where excuse me, it got to the point where let me see, I can't remember, man, but it got to the point something was going on, and it caused Jake to just go over, they just to say fuck it, and the military troops, they started fighting all the people, and not just fighting them, they started killing them, you know, and everything was normal at first, but then it went south. So everybody was fighting the military with their hands, right? They had no guns because at this particular point, I think all it was no guns for the civilians or something like that, because they would have had them, right? They were in the hood. We was in the hood, so Chicago or South Side, and walking through, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, yeah, man. Nobody had no weapons except the military. So they was like, "Fuck you, still," and then they start fighting. And then the military, the one dude, he grabbed the dude gun, and he butted him with the back of the AR. Bow, hit the dude, and I think it was an older gentleman, an older Israelite man, and he hit him. Bow, hit him with the AR, and he fell, and he took the AR, and dumped it on him. And then from that point, we all started running. And then once that happened, the military just started chasing us. They started chasing us through the streets and just aimed and just started sniping everybody. And yeah, just started sniping everybody, bro. And I remember damn, man, it was so vivid, bro. I should have did it earlier. I can't remember no more. But I remember us running. I think we started running, and then uh I had yelled one of the brothers' name, like, where the brother, where so and so. And then, brothers started booking it. We ran, boom, I slipped. We was like on a basketball court, but the basketball court It was like an old beat down basketball court. You know how you an abandoned basketball court is the right way to say that, because it wasn't attended to, like the scriptures say. Ain't gonna be nobody to fucking cut the grass and do all this other shit. This basketball court that was next to the area was in, I slipped because it was rocks and pebble rocks and shit. Right? It wasn't attended to. It wasn't smooth. It was an abandoned uh basketball court, and we ran through it. And I remember when I slipped, it was just bodies dropping. The military had the green light from the government to snipe civilians, man. You know what I'm saying? Because remember what the sheriff said in Florida, and so forth, and even Trump, they're gonna fight back. They're gonna attack if they're attacked, right? And it was more so the Jake Israelites who started to just snap on the military. They were provoked. You know what I'm saying? They were provoked, and it caused them to just snap. And just like what you see right now, all this stuff going on, it's a provoking, and it's going to cause a reaction. Like whether it's staged or not, whether these events are staged or not, it's going to get real results. And that's what happened in the dream. The military was provoking the niggas in line, and they snapped. And then next thing you know, it caused the next phase, which they started to really actually unalive the civilians. All right, at no cost, you know. And instead of me waking up and giving you the very vivid and detailed version of this dream, I woke up like, damn. I didn't even realize I was so real. I didn't even realize it was a dream. That's another reason why I was so shocked, because it was a lot more that happened. Lord willing, the Spirit allowed me to remember. If not, But when I woke up, I was like, damn. I really felt like I wasn't dreaming. So it threw me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was so tired, and boom. And then when I woke up, I was like, I realized it was a dream when I was going back to sleep. I'm like, damn, I was just dreaming. And then when I was like, fuck, I gotta do a lesson, get up. But I ended up falling back to sleep, trying to get up. I fell back to sleep and then dreamed again. And this particular dream that it switched to, I had this dream different times. It's the same exact dream. But this time it was a little bit more people involved, and it was a little bit more detailed. In this particular dream, I started to see demons. I started to see demons attack. We was at this party. In this party, it was a lot of people there. It was so many people, bro, and it was so many people, and um, next thing you know, it's like one of the movies, like not I Am Legend or something. It was one of the movies where it's a lot of people, civilians outside. Then the first person get attacked with a zombie, like a demon jump on them, and then nobody know they just doing it 1 2, and then that nigga's transforming on the ground, arms breaking and shit. That's how it was in the dream. I saw it. Excuse me. I saw the demon jump on the first person, and that person fell to the ground and started bones breaking. It started doing all that twitching and shit. And I'm just watching like, what the fuck? Nobody else knows what's going on. And they started doing all that, and then uh once that demon hopped on, it started attacking people, and then it started producing more demons, and it allowed more demons to hop on these people, man. And next thing you know, everybody's running all, and we were surrounded by water, so that whole side wasn't able to be uh used to flee. Then the demons started jumping on everybody. And like it started, like I'm talking about men, women, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It started attacking everybody. And it started multiplying. One demon, two demons. They started just going inside these people, and everybody started panicking. They was running into each other, walls. You know what I'm saying? They was jumping up. I mean, it was getting tossed in the air, flying, like all type of shit, man. And and it was crazy because it was like, and then I saw this chick. I don't know if this is folly or not, but I saw this chick that I got into it with, and um it was like another section that it didn't reach nowhere yet, and she was talking, and she thought I was playing, and I put a curse on her in the name of YAHAWASHI, and she got her act. She started to realize that what I was saying was real because the noise and shit started to get closer to us. The zombies, which were the demons, and them people that was taking over the people, they started to get closer to us, and I put a curse on her, and then when I put a curse on her, it's like it humbled her, and she was like, "No, please, no, please," and then I was like, "Nah, nigga, fuck you, bro," type shit, and then I watched the demon when I put the curse on her. I watched the demon start to run her way and start to attack her and shit. And then it was like I was throwing niggas out. It was crazy, man. But yeah, it was just a 2-part dream. Like I saw it, the military, you know, gunning down civilians in Chicago. Saw the military gunning down civilians in Chicago. They provoked Israel to attack, and they used it as a way to defend themselves, quote unquote. And they started gunning down brothers, not brothers. Brothers didn't get touched. The brothers ran, and the Lord protected them. But it was the civilians that was, I don't know if they was in line for food. I don't know, but civilians got gunned down, and then the dreams transitioned to demons at a high multitude started to take over people's bodies, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I also, like I said, I put a curse on that chick, and the demon entered her almost immediately. And they didn't come near me though. It was like I was there, and it was like almost like I was controlling them, but I wasn't because they was running right past me, and I was fighting. We was running and stuff, and I'm moving like they trying to attack me, but they wasn't. And I just take out of that, bro. You know, these are high spiritual times, right? These are heavy times that we're currently in, and a lot of demons are out here. You got people beheading people in broad daylight in front of their families and not caring, and you know, j- just doing a whole bunch of shit in broad daylight. You know, we're at a high time where these demons are acting their roles, and that will mean that the righteous men are acting their roles too. Everybody is moving towards their lots at a high frequency, bro. Okay, these Esau about to come in like a flood. The demons about to take over a lot more people, and the righteous are getting more and more powerful. All right, to the point that these things are not gonna touch them. We gonna get touched, but not to the degree of the civilians of the world, man. Because we gonna be tempted and all that. But the point is that these things are high spiritual times, man. So it wasn't nothing deep or nothing like that. I just wanted to give the testimony because, you know, it was I was dreaming so heavy that I was like, I have to say something about it. You know what I'm saying? And Salakia, I wish it was more involved. I mean, I wish I had more details to the first one, especially with the troops. But the main part is that they was gunning down the people in Chicago, right? They had the green light. So, Lord willing is edifying. I like to give all honor, glory, and praise and worship to our power. Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. As the scriptures say, it's high time to wake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than what we believe. The honor to our apostle as a bishop, great millstone, peace, I take shalom for leg. Till next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.